Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm coming to you with another video. This is you and Henry with Tech in My Life, and what we're going to be talking about today is a fire pit. No, it is not super high tech. You know, typically the stuff that I'm talking about is something having to do with electronics, plugging in and stuff like that. But today we're going to go low tech. Right now it's late September and I'm in the Northeast, so we do a lot of hanging out outside on our patio, and in the summertime, of course, it's great. But now that the weather is going to be getting a little cool, to spend some time outdoors, we're going to be utilizing a fire pit. Now, in the past, we've bought fire pits, the metal kind, and after a few years, they get rusted out and just not really functional. So we decided to try something a little different this year, and this year, what we went with is a fire pit by Tiki. Now, many of you might be familiar with Tiki. Tiki makes the Tiki torches. They also make lamps and oil burning lamps and stuff like that for outdoors. Sometimes they have the citronella candles and things like that to repel mosquitoes. And actually now is one of my favorite times to be outdoors because the mosquitoes are, they don't like the cool weather. So in the fall, you got the leaves changing and the cooler weather, and it's nothing better than hanging out outdoors, sitting by a nice fire, and just taking in that great fall weather outdoors on the patio. That's what we're going to be doing. And to do that, like I said, we tried older fire pits. Now we're going to try something a little different. And let's open this box and take a look at what makes this fire pit a little different from other fire pits. What's really cool is that they actually ship with these wood chips, which are pretty cool. It's with this pack, you basically just light the bag and it starts burning. I'm gonna do that in a little bit, but I'm also gonna add firewood to this to get the fire going. But that's the first thing in the box is the wood chips. It ships with a nice cover. Some warranty information, instructions, and assembly instructions, manual. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Wow, it is heavy. Okay, here we have the base. Now, I glanced at the instruction manual. The assembly seems pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay, as you can see, there's a screw hole here And once you line up the hole with this hole here on the base, you just screw it in and to connect the base to the fire pit. So what I think the easiest approach will be is to just turn the whole thing upside down, take the weight off of it. That way it'll be easier to line up the screw holes from the fire pit to the screw holes on the base. Okay, now there's just a couple more parts that we need to add to this to finish off the initial assembly. Now, a couple of things that I really like about this fire pit is that it has an ashtray, which is very convenient. Reviewing, looking at a bunch of different fire pits, this is definitely something that quite a few of the other ones did not have. And this will come in extremely handy when it comes to cleaning out the ash after a burn. So let's slide this ashtray in. And okay, there it is. Setup was pretty easy. Assembly was super easy. Just screw in 3 screws and slide in the ashtray. Now you might ask, what makes this fire pit worthy of being on a tech review channel? So a couple of things. First off, this is made out of stainless steel. It'll never rust. It'll never go bad. So that's a plus. Now, what makes it really cool is that it, for the most part, generates very little smoke. If you've sat at a fire pit before, someone always ends up getting smoke blown in their face. The wind shifts and, you know, someone end up with teary eyes because, especially if you're using a wood burning fire pit. The gas fire pits, I'm not particularly fond of, but the gas fire pits, you wouldn't have that problem. But a wood burning fire pit where you want to get the smell of some wood, cherry or whatever your flavor is, you're gonna, with a typical fireplace, someone gets smoke blown in their face. With this, the way it works is, you saw the bottom of it has a lot of holes, and what those holes do, they let air in from the bottom. And there's also holes on the top perimeter, at the top of the fire pit here. And what those holes do, they suck fresh air from the outside. And it's that super hot air that comes up through these holes, and it ends up burning off a lot of the smoke that's coming out of the fire pit. So while it does generate smoke, the hot air coming out from these holes at the top here, they end up burning off a lot of the smoke. So again, there's other fire pits that's similar, and I looked at other fire pits. Solo stove, I think, is a really popular one. Didn't really care for it too much. I mean, as far as the technology goes, there's very similar tech that went into both of them. And believe it or not, this one, it's very similar because this brass looking part here, it's actually very similar to the Solo stove, because the Solo stove, it doesn't have this exterior. It's just this part here. So it's very similar in design and function, but aesthetically, I like the way this one looked more. And I also like the fact that it has an ashtray. I like that it has this cone where you can sit things on inside of the pit to keep it propped up so that you can get your firewood in a good position to burn. That being said, let's get this thing going and see how it works, all right? So this particular fire pit came as a kit, and with the kit, it came with these wood chips, Tiki fire pit wood pack. And what this is, it's basically sawdust that they put into the form of these pellets. And all you have to do is drop this bag into the fire pit and light it. Right here on the bag, do not cut or open. So you just drop it into the fire pit and light it. And of course you burn the bag itself, and the bag ignites the chips. And what I'll do is get the fire going, and then I'll add some firewood, and we'll take a look at that right now. Now, while the kit came with only one bag of those wood chips, I think I like them so much I'm actually going to buy some more of those wood chips. Super simple to start the fire, and while you probably can't see from the video, I can actually see how the holes on the side has the fire coming out of it.
That's a big fire.
Yep, don't get too close.
Are we camping?
Well, we're gonna hang out outside, but this is for when it gets much colder.
Oh, cool. Ew.
Hey guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. That was a brief look at the Tiki brand fire pit. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comments section. While you're at it, take a second to subscribe if you found any information here useful or relevant. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care.